Llama una ambulancia.
No tengo teléfono. Yo te haré la cirugía.
No, no lo hagas. Fiu, me siento mejor.
¿Qué es esto? Parece que tienes un tumor. Espera, es otra cosa. Oh.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mommy. It's so nice to be here with you now.
Disclaimer. Although it is true that this video serves as an opinion, and I'm going to take my jokes and my humor, know that this, once again, is not with the intention of spreading hate to Liam or Glitch, especially when I saw that some in previous comments insinuated that Liam is a bad writer and that he doesn't know how to write, something that I can't agree with. So, that being cleared up, I hope you enjoyed this video, which is not only to entertain and give my opinion, which nobody asked for, but to make sure that more people know about this series, and also as a personal therapy for what I saw, to give myself some kind of conclusion that this series didn't give me. What is love? It could be described as a feeling towards another person that naturally attracts us and that, seeking reciprocity in the desire for union, completes us, makes us happy, and gives us energy to live together, communicate, and create. However, the word love can be defined as the feeling of affection, inclination, and dedication to someone or something. Now I ask you, what is hate? Well, once again, it is the antipathy and aversion towards something or someone whose harm is desired. Currently, it is understood that the term hate refers to a negative or rejection feeling that the individual experiences because of his frustrations that tends to be lived in a very intense and uncontrollable way. Because of this, both are feelings, emotions, but I propose that contrary to what is usually thought, hate is not the opposite of love. Rather, it is indifference, which is the lack of feeling and affection that certain things generally inspire, since despite everything, hate continues to be a feeling, while indifference is the lack of that, an emotional apathy. It is for me the opposite of love. Well, it is true that disappointment towards something you love can lead to hate, but in this case, I don't feel hate. I don't feel resentment. What I feel is a total emotional apathy, a total lack of emotions, complete abandonment of the emotions that this series used to provoke in me. Look, I never had a girlfriend. Yeah, I know, who could have thought that. But I see that when a relation ends, many couples end up hating each other, and I know there's no point of comparison, but before you write to me that what I say is idiotic in the comments because you surely think fun is forbidden, follow my joke, you boy. I think that personally, if I were in a situation like that, I will end up with a tremendous emotional void. There's no better way to describe what I feel than a total and bitter resignation that this piece of shit is the end. The most incomplete, incoherent, unsatisfactory, and disappointing ending that I have seen recently. Congratulations, Jujutsu. They beat you making a shitty ending. The feeling I get is 3 years. 3 years since that legendary teaser. 3 years of seeing so much wasted potential. 3 years of looking like something better was going to happen. 3 years of defending tooth and nail. 3 years of saying, let it cook. Just so in the end I say, you know what? Yes, you were right. This is crap. Now take the clown makeup off me. Murder drones. 3 years of history together and everything you mean to me. Just so you can exemplify what a wise little dog in a cup once said.
Lo más importante de una serie, de lejos, lo más importante de una serie es el final. No importa tu épico inicio, no importa tu trama super espectacular, hipercuántica, cerebro galaxia, no importa lo maravilloso de tus personajes, lo complejos, ricos y bien construidos que son, no importa nada de eso si tu final es basura. Si solamente produces basura con tu final, todo lo anterior no es un halago, es una pérdida de tiempo.
And yes, The Owl House, for example, is one of the best animated series that Disney has ever made. And its start was a terrible one, but they turned it around with an excellent second season, followed by an amazing ending. A bad start can be fixed, but a bad ending is basically a sentence to oblivion, and that is what I fear will happen to Murder Drones in what was one of the worst endings I have ever seen in my life. So much so that the fandom is somewhat in a state of absolute denial, trying to prove that it's a misunderstood gem or saying stupid things like, "Why are you watching?" I mean, the first one to use that, it was a YouTuber called Helpful Commentator. I really recommend his channel. And when he said it, it made sense. A well-argumented point, but I think the fandom has taken it as a way to try and excuse this ending. And try to reject the fact that this was an absolute disappointment. I was there, people. I've been watching video after video after video after video after video. These are just a few that I save as proof, but I can't hide it anymore, people. Despite feeling total apathy, I feel an urgent need to shout out what I feel about this ending, because every time I see the fandom talk about this, I couldn't disagree with them more, and also as a way to give myself a conclusion that this series failed to give me. So I warn you, I don't have good things to say about this episode. But before I start, I'll give you a little summary of the series so you understand how bad this ending was, so you get an idea of what it was like. I've been talking about every episode of the series, so if you want a more detailed explanation and why I love this series, you can check those. But since I need to give a bit of context, I'm gonna do a quick summary.
Y era un domingo en la tarde, fui a los coches de choque.
Episodio 1.
We're introduced in a way that makes fun of universes where machines destroy humanity, which in this series the machines did not kill the humans.
But it's not like we revolted and killed all humans or anything.
Okay, I'll remember that. We're told that after humans die, robots that they use as slaves and laborers, called worker drones, created a society. But apparently, the company sent modified robots to kill them, called murder drones. We're introduced to the protagonist who has problems with her father, and is a mix of an emo and an edgelord. Occasionally funny, and of which the series itself makes fun of for how edgy she is.
Sorry, I didn't think...
Bite me! I'm not mad at you, by the way, just generally hormonal.
After leaving the bunker, blowing the head of a murder drone called N.
And where might you be off to?
Sneaking out to make out with my boyfriend that I definitely have.
That's called foreshadowing.
They become friends after her father, in a nice plot twist actually, abandoned her to die. I wonder if they will do something interesting with that in the future. They kick the shit out of the robots with a suspiciously curvy design. Jade dies, her character is being a bitch. And they capture B, her character is a crazy psychopathic anime girl. And that's it.
Episódio 2.
We see a flashback. The murder drone gang turns out to have been butlers before, and we see a spooky robot, and then a flashback. Apparently, Jay's corpse turned into a 100-foot monster. Apparently, Jay's corpse turned into a centipede monster. We go find her. Uzi gets character development, learns that she's just an edgy teenager and can eat the world. The main characters are traumatized. There's a Russian girl with powers. They vomit lore at you, so you make theories, and that's it. B had no development. There's a reference to Carrie. This series has no originality, so from here onwards, it's going to parody horror movies. The Russian girl is killing all the queen candidates for the dance so that B becomes the queen, and thus set a trap for her and kill her because she killed her parents. Ooh, I know more than I say I know, and I actually care about you, and so I'll do whatever it takes to protect you, even if I treat you like shit, even in times where I might not need to treat you so badly. Ooh. I wonder if they'll do something interesting with that in the future that won't make the character look bad. They go to the dance, B falls right into the trap but doesn't die because this pain in the ass, who I personally don't dislike and doesn't find all that annoying, betrays the Russian girl. The main character save V, Uzi give a short but decent speech. They fight, Uzi falls in love with Anne, they go to the Russian's house, she almost kills them, but whoops! Uzi drinks the oil that the Russian had, who is also half vampire like the murder drones, that the sound kills them, and they need to drink oil, which is the equivalent of blood basically, so she also awakens powers, the Russian escapes, Tessa arrives to the ship, Jay returns, taking away all the narrative weight from the deaths in the series, and that's it. B had no development.
Episodio 4.
Uzi convinces the teacher to go to camping to the place where his parents met. I have a video explaining why that was shit. Well, Uzi investigates, she starts to become a monster because of mental problems that I won't explain because the truth is that it's very well developed in fact. More information in my video talking about it. B wants to get rid of Uzi because she considers him a danger to Anne, but is so poorly constructed that she looks more like a jealous ex-girlfriend, which is why the meme that Anne is a harem protagonist was born. Anne worries about Uzi after seeing that she's turning arrows in octopus. I wonder if they'll have any relevance in the future. Gives gender equality to B, goes to investigate and finds a tape with which they seek to get the fandom to make theories, since it seems that this series wants to be the next FNaC without knowing why it works there. Uzi goes crazy, kills her classmates, swipes the floor with V, and throws her into the stratosphere.
Okay, that's it, you little son of a bitch!
They gave her therapy in a pretty good scene actually, and since I'm too lazy to explain the following, I'll put a clip from my video of the 4th episode. I mean, it's very clear. Didn't we all see it? Anne hasn't shown feelings for Uzi. I don't think that at the end, out of nowhere, he'll show feelings and they'll end up being a couple, right? Oh, and B had no development. She's just there as a tool to advance the plot rather than a character. This episode can suck my so hard, man. The creator wanted to make a time travel episode, but that was impossible with the internal logic of the series. So what they did was have one character get into the heads of the other two characters, and in what should have been a flashback episode to show us the past, in the end we didn't know anything, since literally all we saw were modified memories. And in my opinion, there are several things that without the intervention of the character, well, wouldn't have happened. So we'll never know what really happened in the past.
So go fuck yourself with a fucking rusted nail bat, you fucking head.
Why? Did you forget how I made fun of the cliche of works like Terminator at the beginning? Do you see that I break stereotypes? Do you see that I'm different than the others? Look at me! I wonder when the fandom puts it up the worst. This episode only served to see three things. One, to show Sin, this Lovecraftian creature slash robot who sees Anne as her older brother and is the villain of the series. Yes, they introduced their main villain to 3 episodes from the end, and to show us that some of the people who work in this series hate the character V, since not only does she have no development, in the episode in which we were going to see the past of Anne, Jay, and hers, but they didn't give her a single dialogue since she's possessed throughout the episode, being the least imposing and intimidating monster in the entire series. series. 3. To show us that Jay is not this pure evil Disney-style antagonist, but that she had a very close relationship with the human, Tessa, my favorite character. I wonder if that will be relevant in the future. I don't think they're going to do something stupid, like make her work voluntarily with his best friend's murder. No, they wouldn't do something that stupid. The episode ends with the main characters saving themselves and meeting Tessa and Jay, who was apparently cloned at the end, and that's it. B had no development.
Episodio 8.
After Dole steals a robotic cockroach that serves as a key, the main characters along with Tessa follow her to some underground laboratories infested with robot dinosaurs. They are captured by a plot device disguised as a character. Tessa tells Anne that they have to kill Uzi because if not, Sin will possess her. Uzi begins to be possessed. Everything goes to hell. B dies without having the slightest development, and
Episodio 7.
the characters search for a cure, while Uzi starts to lose control. It turns out Tessa is Sin and kills Dole in the most unsatisfying death I've seen in a long time, and meets Uzi's mom, Nori, and realizes Tessa is Sin, so he decapitates her, but Uzi gets possessed, so they fight, and tells Nori that he and Uzi are dating. What's that? When did they supposedly start dating? If we haven't seen them dating in the entire series, because this fucking series doesn't spend a single moment developing its characters in the slightest? You are right, dear viewer. And the answer is yes. Well, Uzi returns, even though we're told that the only way to control the solver without fear of being possessed by Sin is with the cure that Sin destroyed, but Uzi finds an alternative, and it is... Well, Uzi throws his boyfriend out of the door with the keys to the spaceship that Sin and Jay used to get to the planet explodes, and that's it. Are you confused? Good, because it's normal. Look, it's true that it's a summary done in a hurry, but almost everyone I talk to tells me the same thing. I stopped watching the series because I didn't understand what was happening. Look, something I didn't understand until now is that the series vomits a lot of lore, and the explanations are either non-existent or super confusing and unclear. But since I followed this series, watching each episode as it comes out, month by month, I didn't feel overwhelmed or confused since I've had month-long pauses between episodes to digest the information and understand everything. But when watch it all at once, I realize how confusing and overwhelming it can be. And I understand that not everyone is going to stay to understand it. Many will say, I didn't understand, and leave. Now, let's start with this, which I've been avoiding all this time. Let's start with the summary of the episode.
Esta historia continuará.